Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, or evening, or morning, wherever you may be. Justin Abramson, Zimowit Pazderski, back with you for Game 4 of the ITSL Grand Finals between Tomas Tvaroh and Jarib Flores. Now, the two men split games 1 and 2. Tomas took game 3, which we aired yesterday, to take a 2-1 lead. So today he's going to try to perform the most monumental task, which is to close out Jarib Flores in a playoff series. Jarib, I'm sure, though, will not go quietly. So with that, we will go ahead and get the video started, and I'll turn it over to Zimowit. Zimowit, wonderful to have you with me back once again. We are watching from Jarib's side, who is the USA, and love to hear your thoughts on this hand.
Well, if Herb is tilted, this is one good hand to be cured of that, since Middle East, Nasser to practically guarantee Middle East in the headline for Juicy 4 VP. Great hold perspective in form of either containment or jacket cover. And if you are perched, well, you do have the containment to protect from the blockade combo.
I apologize,
So
folks.
that's
I apologize. We're going to have just let me briefly fix this playback. Just going to change it back here to regular speed. There we go. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. We're having an issue with playback. And here we are once again. I just want to hide the screen there so we don't show how long the game is. So again, Zimowit, I'm sorry. I apologize. I interrupted. We're back. We're back now on the obvious 442 Middle East headline for Harib.
Yes. By the way, Jarib is obviously the seeded player, means he has draw odds. So for him, a draw here is almost as good as win. Effectively, it would mean that the draw odds advantage would switch to Tomas. Well, Jarib had a crazy 19-1 record in the group stage, so
Yes.
and it was pretty close to getting a clean sweep in the group stage.
Yes, Harib had an
Losing
excellent.
just to
Go ahead.
Kancharina.
Yeah, had an excellent
Sorry,
regular season.
Justin?
Yeah, Harib had an excellent regular season. And it looks like he's finally going to get his All Star game in as well. Harib was All Star captain and just kind of led wire to wire in the Munich conference. So Tomas gets Europe scoring out, which is always nice for the USSR to be able to get out painlessly. They don't have to worry about contesting Europe, but not a ton of ops in Harib's hand, so he wasn't probably going to focus too much on France anyway. And now we may see a big fight for Asia with Europe and Middle East scored in the headline.
Yes, it's pretty convenient for the USA as well. Now he can more or less ignore Europe for a significant amount of time. Wow. That's slow down, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, sure, you have to take Pakistan now. Okay, with the gentle approach. I would have risked one in Malaysia here, actually, since a coup in Pakistan now leaves USA with access to Thailand. Now, I would probably coup Pakistan as well. What else to do? Although this in itself is just inferior to an earlier coup in Iran, which makes the Afghanistan move kind of dubious.
I completely agree with you, Zimowit, and I was going to ask you about that. The Afghanistan move seems so weird because your opponent's just going to move into Pakistan, and then yeah, okay, so you're going to take a China card coup of Pakistan. He only rolls a two, but if he'd just taken a China card coup of Iran and rolled a two, he'd be fine. Wouldn't have to worry about fighting for Pakistan.
I assume he doesn't have. Well, that can cover, really? Okay, maybe he's already decided to hold containment, which makes sense. But he has a dilemma whether to ignore Malaysia or not. I would probably just go to free Pakistan and see
I
what
mean,
happens.
you
But
have to,
with
yeah.
Comic Con, whoa,
Yeah, you have to
what?
go all
Hmm.
three. You have to go all three Pakistan, or if you don't, you have to go to Malaysia to stop Dom.
I would take Pakistan if I could again. Then okay, Southeast Asia it is. Still no chance to lose access. Okay, but now, okay, so let's just take Pakistan, go to India, suffer the coup, and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah. I think I agree with you, Zima. What I would have liked to see Harib just take Pakistan and let Tomas try cooing again. But
Because now
okay.
Harib will have to coup, typically.
Yeah, well, Harib, we may see Harib try a Nasser coup. I don't know if he's going to have the ops to get to Libya with the fight for Asia that we're about to
No.
see. So I think he may have to try a Nasser coup because, as you said, I think he's going to try and hold containment.
Alternatively, he could try to hold Nasser just to get Libya first, but containment is such a great headline if you haven't seen the Purge on turn 1. The, almost worth losing Libya.
I tend to agree with you, Zimwood. I think I'd try to hold containment if I can. But of course, if we see purge and blockade here in the next few ARs, maybe containment not quite as valuable.
Just the Purge. Containment is not that meaningful regarding blockade without Purge to boost it. Okay, Tomas taking his sweet time. I hope this game doesn't end in him not drawing war games and
Yes.
losing to time, which would have happened in the last game.
Yeah, he was down to just about 5 or 6 minutes left on his clock in the
It's,
turn 8.
I mean, I get that when he saw war games at the beginning of the turn, he could have maybe risked going a bit slower. Okay, so now what? You need to coup eventually. Though I gather that Harip is more one of a player that doesn't like to do these all or nothing coups. I mean, if he rolls a 1 here, it's just awful. Although anything more than that, it's reasonable already. Stops the Dom for a while, frees Asia, but Harip likes the core sure thing. Again, stopping the Dom with certainty instead of relying on a coup, which I'm not that great fan of. I mean, okay, that's an insurance against rolling a 1, but you have to coup eventually.
You got a coup eventually, and AI war is pretty much unplayable if you don't use to spread out. You want to hold containment. Nasser is probably a Nasser coup. Okay, yeah, that frees up AI war a little bit. Not a lot
Exactly.
of ops
Okay,
here.
for
I don't know that Harib's going to be able to hold containment.
true, especially if Tomas continues to fight in Asia. I mean, just grab India and see what the opponent does. Oh, okay, coup. Lebanon? No. Whoa. That's one of these annoying decisions. I mean, a law of coup in a country where it shouldn't work that well, and well, yet it does. And suddenly there's a problem. Okay. In reply, just a failed space attempt,
Boy, I kind of would
which
have
is, I
liked
guess,
to see him use those ops. Mill ops weren't a concern anymore. He could have gone to Egypt
yeah,
with it to minimize the chance of success, or he could have taken Thailand with it. Boy, I would have really wanted those ops if I were Harib, but I
exactly.
understand the space race, very important.
Not that important. For me, that was Egypt. Thailand can probably wait. I can Spain. Ooh la la. Okay, that's Thailand, probably.
Yeah, that says to Thailand.
Chile. Okay. Ooh. Putting on his big boy pants. Sacrificing Europe.
Well, I think he's hoping France isn't taken and maybe he can event Truman. But I guess he can't event Truman on AR6s. He's got a coup.
3VP is it's bad, but then again, Thomas is really motivated to coup now to protect Egypt, Iran, or anything really from the US coup. Unless he just takes France, of course. But he can think that he has the time to do it next turn.
Well, the other
and
thing
just cutting
is,
US.
I, sorry, Zemo. The other thing is Thailand's sitting at 2,
No,
and he did use China, so vulnerable to a flip. Although DEFCON may go to 4, we'll see.
yeah. I mean, you might even sacrifice a coup on the next turn if you get DEFCON to if you lower DEFCON now. I mean, DEFCON sitting at 3, meaning you can protect Thailand with just ops placement. Sorry, suffer a coup. Good odds you get a war card to get your mid ops. What to do now? Okay, with 3 up. Yeah, I would be really tempted to coup here. On hell or high water. Okay, it doesn't.
Yeah, just going to grab an Asia Dom.
Now a coup.
This will save 2
Source
VPs.
of
Oh,
forest. Oh, exactly.
okay, this is a great hand.
Naughty,
You've got
naughty.
three, four ops. You've got CNS. The one thing is a terrible containment hand. This is a god awful containment hand. But it is, I mean, I guess, is US Japan your headline to stop Asia Dom, Zimowit?
Mm, probably, which is a bit sad because I really wanted to headline CNS here.
Yeah, you want to headline CNS, but US Japan headline and then maybe trigger the
Yes,
Korean War
he's
quickly.
complaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting mad because his hand is too good.
Yeah. Though this is likely to get purged and then you will use containment, so. Whoa. But the factors was played. Saying. Okay,
Okay.
lost focus there for a moment. So Asia would be a safe headline if USSR have it.
I mean, he could still lose an IP war, but if Tomas loses an IP war, he's almost certainly
Yeah.
scoring Dom
Well, he
anyway.
doesn't dominate anyway,
Yeah.
and he's not dominated anyway. So
Yeah. 3-4 ops and
yes,
China.
Asia.
Jarib's in great position to fight off Asia. Oh, and there it is. Okay, still well. Okay,
Ah,
3 ops and China.
he'll event containment.
So containment while
Okay.
purged, that is going to get him 5 ops here. Yeah. Well, I
Now
guess
he
no,
feels
it won't.
justified in his
Yeah,
decision.
he's not going to hold CIA. Obviously, you don't want to hold CIA. So containment's only going to be 4
Okay.
ops.
Rabbity grab. Payment.
Is
If Tomas has blockade, this just annoyed him. Then
little
again, he can coup
surprising.
now.
He wouldn't. He didn't take the coup. Because boy, I'm a little surprised at that. You're going to give Tomas a shot at Thailand, or excuse me, not Thailand, Panama. I would have taken a 2-op shot at Iran with 5-year plan. Get my mill ops, protect Panama.
Yes,
I feel
that
like
makes
that
sense.
could
Maybe
have
he was
waited.
worried about the instant blockade
But
after
we're
taking
discarding
frag.
we don't have a card that's friendly to discard a blockade anyway.
Not true. True.
Only going to cost us 1 extra op.
If Tomas has decall as well, then he's not eventing blockade without the purge. So there it would have been pointless.
That's
So,
true.
but still, yes, Q would have been better here, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, just do the deed.
Okay, so he
Got
loses
it.
Panama and Milops. Now, Jeremy points out in the chat correctly that this should be Algeria, Angola. Okay.
Asia is, yes.
Okay. Got to do
I
Asia first. You're right.
understand the South Korea here.
Yeah. Okay. So
Angola, of course.
we'll see if Tomas has decall. Where would your decall go if you had it, Zimowit? Zaire, Nigeria,
Zaire,
obviously. Where else?
Nigeria, Angola. Angola just to poke. I think I would ignore Algeria and go Indonesia. Effectively, it's the same, but I gain more access.
Okay, Zaire, Nigeria, Angola, Indonesia would be your play.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that sounds good to me. And we'll
Ooh
say
la la. Okay,
Tomas
so no blockade.
agrees. Oh, he goes Algeria. All right.
Okay. Doesn't poke. I really like Angola more because it gives you access to Zaire if you lose Zaire and to South Africa. Plus, it's a more of a tempo move. You need to reply to the Angola. Okay, he replies to Algeria. Also,
I'd be fine with three Algeria here. I don't.
okay, but there's plenty of stuff available anyway. India, Iran.
I'm not sure why one Iraq was so important and couldn't wait, but okay. Harib with
Yeah,
plenty
what
of
to do
ops just wants to
now?
spread out, get access, make sure he's got a footprint everywhere.
And this is Richmond's turn. And Arif is the Richmond here.
Yep. Now, the only four op we've not seen is Marshall.
Not really playable with
No,
this map.
I would say it is not. Romanian could have been an interesting event,
Ooh.
but yeah, just going to take a quick dom.
Oh. Quick and dirty dumb. I assume Tomas doesn't have Asia. Also, I'm a bit surprised that Harry did not spend a bigger card just to grab something more. I assume, okay, it's more or less guaranteed that he'll get either Iran or Algeria.
Yep.
Though India is the important one. Everybody's afraid of the IP war here. But, oh, come on, just take it. If you lose the war, you lose. I mean, Pakistan has the same odds
I'd rather,
now
yeah,
as India will.
that's exactly right. I would have rather make my opponent roll the dice to get India rather than just handing it to them.
Besides, that demands a reply. That reply is okay, either the war, of course, or China taking Pakistan. USA can do anyway, or grabbing Japan. So a sort of less efficient reply. Okay, India. Yeah. Okay. How will Harry reply here?
Oh, Ted, I hope you're watching
Ooh,
the
yes.
old North Korea jam.
I like it. Like, I really hope Thomas was prepared for this. That would not have been my instinctive move.
Oh, just going to event
He did
blockade.
event blockade. I was sure he wouldn't. I mean, Deco, this stuff, all played. Socialists, I
I
think they were
absolutely,
not.
yeah. I mean, you're absolutely playing China to take North Korea here, right? You want to hold the war
Oh,
regardless.
yeah. Ooh, what? Uh,
Oh,
Whoa.
I don't love
Huh?
that, but okay.
Huh.
I would have just handed over China, but that's fine. Okay, another strong hand for Harib here. Picks up Marshall, and a redraw on four.
Okay, how safe is Asia here? I think it's perfectly
Well,
safe.
Korean War could have been redrawn, Seymour.
All right, there. Sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Apart from that, it's perfectly safe. But against the war, you, I think, lose the dom more or less anyway. Okay. All right, NATO is in play, I think,
Yep, this would affect
meaning
NATO.
in
Yep, NORAD
Thomas's
was also
hand.
given. It's not going to be active this turn.
Oh, yes.
Makes it less likely it'll be activated next turn. Yeah, Harib, we see that.
What? Okay, here CIA again happens. No big deal, really. Yes, I like the Marshall lane. Maybe not necessarily as the headline unless Tomasz has NATO, which I did not track this closely, I'm afraid. I have to say, I don't see the tilt in Harib's play so far.
Nope. Now this
And
would have
if it
been,
not,
to
if
be
it did
fair,
happen so far, yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say, if this was going to be fair, this would have been a little bit of a tricky hand to hold Korean War into. With Sakov, Suez, and Fidel, the war unplayable. But you hope to hit the space roll. Maybe you can space twice and still accomplish a little bit. But clearly, Harib going to get Asia off without much trouble unless he loses a Korean War in the headline. So not too bad.
So, be a little bit tricky. Assuming Tomas just grabs North Korea. You did draw the Indo-Pakistani war, so you can't really counter that with taking Pakistan. And that's a problem.
That's
Because
true.
you practically have to, okay, either go for the Laos and etc., right, or take Japan. And you don't have US-Japan in your hand anymore. So you're risking neutering the event.
Yeah, are you? But if you're Tomash, are you that excited about trying to fight for Asia that you would give up the coup to take North Korea back?
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, I would get my mill-ups. I would get some non-battleground, sorry, some battleground anyway. Practically that costs, what, Zaire, I guess? Maybe Nigeria, I have to say. Maybe Panama, although with this hand, knowing Arif's hand, that's probably Zaire.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Ani. Ani Palmer in the chat saying that it is a gift to have games commented by us. We appreciate you saying that, Ani. We love broadcasting these games, and I hope you enjoy watching them. A couple of great players here. A lot of fun things to talk about in this one, and we hope this one turns out to be as entertaining as yesterday's game.
That end game in the last game, damn. Well. A move that was very likely to be a mistake pays off. Okay, not spectacularly, maybe. Still,
Okay,
break
so
a little something.
yeah. So okay, so this just pokes something, anything, and that gives
Indonesia,
Dom back. Yeah, Indonesia, and then you can coup, and
4
you still
up
have
to
Dom.
North Korea and Indonesia, and that's
Yep,
very hard to stop
yep,
then.
yep. So he can take the coup and fight later, or he can take North Korea as well as Indonesia if he has redrawn a four.
I mean, if he takes the coup, he loses the North Korea and Indonesia. 2 nuclear test bans, so he doesn't take the fight anyway. I assume. Okay, maybe he doesn't have a proper 4-up then. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're done in Asia.
Okay, so now six countries
Actually,
for
you
Tomash,
might.
and one, two, three, four,
mm,
five, six, seven for Harib. So a flip of Indonesia still would give Dom back, but with China in her known in Harib's hand, I have to imagine Tomasz is not going to fight that.
considering here, I mean, that's the only play. What the? No. And you have China.
Yeah, Suez is also givable. Suez is also quite givable on this board
True.
if you need to use it to do something like flip Lao.
And in the end, you can always grab Japan.
Yeah, you got China in your hand. I really don't think we're losing this Asia Dom fight. Plus, Tomas is in Chile, so he's going to want to fill up Chile and Argentina. He's going to want to fill up some Middle Eastern battlegrounds. Algeria is there to be taken. I like just taking North Korea and Indonesia. I think it's fine.
He's hesitating. His hands are trembling here. I mean, for me, it would have been an autoplay, but maybe he's seeing a bit further. Maybe he should be tracking Thomas' hand a bit better than I do it. And so, Oh, come on, just confirm something, anything. Okay, finally. So we'll see. As Tomas, I would have skipped the fight. Here, just start grabbing battlegrounds.
Yeah. Algeria, Iran.
Well, maybe if he wants to be perfectly safe, he takes Pakistan. I mean, overprotects Pakistan as well.
Yeah, both players. This is a situation where both players have battlegrounds to fill up.
Okay, that screams Algeria. Although Jarib might be a little worried now about. Nah, he is worried.
Yeah.
Okay, we could argue either way here.
Wanted to overprotect Pakistan, even though, because yeah, I guess now at this point, Harib could have flipped Pakistan, which would have given him Dom. Of course, the war known in Tomas's hand, so not a wise move perhaps. And he concedes Algeria. Nasser gone, so an unhurried path to Libya here for Harib, who's going to want to take Mexico as well.
Actually, just one in Egypt would have been enough here.
Yeah, spacing Fidel, and we likely will see a double space here. I wonder if we'll see CIA held as a potential turn 4 headline.
Oh, definitely. And Soviets should really spread from Chile. Take Panama, go to Argentina. Since that's clearly lacking. So, I know a decent headline for Soviets, although hard to say who's better here. Both sides have their trumps. I mean, come on,
Yeah, that
Argentina.
needed to be Argentina. I'm a
Yeah.
little confused by that. Okay, again, space.gov, that makes sense now. Harib definitely wants to get a Suez op into Canada, and then
Choice.
presumably he'll go to Libya or to Mexico with the others. Really, none of Suez needs to be repaired at this point.
Yes, I would go Mexico probably since maybe unless the Soviets take Syria here, then you might want to stop the Dom. But if they don't, Mexico seems more urgent. Just because the Soviets have access with events to Mexico and they don't to Libya. Okay, other than Deagle from Tunisia.
Just one? Was that just one
Yeah,
in Argentina? Ooh, I would have just used
I
Suez here.
think so.
A little confused by that. I, I, I suppose.
Maybe he wants to have a guaranteed space card, but I really liked CIA's event in the mid-war. Hey, Africa hurts. If only you had a way to get into a battleground. If only. But alas. Okay, no solid coup targets for the Soviets, which means that you probably shouldn't provide any with puppets. Which means, what the hell do you headline here? Ooh, if only someone had taken Mexico.
Yes.
All right, now puppets actually make sense as a headline, sadly, since you get to put one into Mexico. Get into Africa, start a fight for it, gain some access.
Ugh, okay. So yeah, I guess you
Yeah,
can.
interesting.
Yeah. This is.
Mexico, Uruguay, Cameroon, I think would be my picks. Although in Africa you will not get anything better than what you have now. I assume if you start fighting to steal a battleground, you'll just invite a domination.
Yeah. Africa's -5, and yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to get better.
Exactly.
Ugh, I hate this, but I think it's the right play. You can't let him just have Mexico.
Okay. Right. So he ignores Africa in favor of having, but no, okay, Colombia is not that important. Liberation theology takes Panama. Although as a Soviet, I would probably not coup here.
Oh, I
A
definitely wouldn't coup
battleground.
here. Um,
But okay, there's plenty to do. Depending on your odds, of course, but one Argentina, one Uruguay, one Mexico to take it, one Tunisia.
well, we could also see Tomas, if he has central scoring, you see one Panama, one Mexico, one Cuba, and then a 4 off to take control.
Ah, right, Fidel is gone for good.
Yeah,
Okay, until the reshuffle salt, but you'll not be seeing it.
yeah, we do need to remember that NORAD's in effect.
Ah, yes. Targets Algeria, a decent target. Sort of maybe also Iran. Oh, and Mexico, of course. All the more reason not to coup as the Soviets. And after they exchange influence placements, I guess it could be an issue after the USA coups, or sorry, after the Soviets will have a decision to coup in AR2. It will cost them a battleground.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough decision for both players. Very interesting situation here. Um, yeah, surprised Jarib did not take Mexico or Libya. Although I guess he's at the moment glad he didn't take Libya because it makes Muslim Revolution pretty playable.
True. It's one of these annoying hands when you just need to spend your ops as fast as possible. Richmond's. Oh, really?
Bert the Turtle. Okay, well, NORAD's still going to trigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Did he
and
forget?
now
Or is
it's.
his hand terrible? Because if unless his hand is terrible, this move was terrible.
Yeah, and now you're gonna just let her. You're gonna give Harib 3 VPs, and then you're gonna just let him into the top half of South America.
Exactly. I
And
mean,
given,
I practically don't see a justification. And what kind of hand would have the Soviets had to have? Sorry, murder the English grammar there in order to justify this play. I mean, 3VP, losing loss of Mexico just without a fight, without rolling for it. Loss of South America, I mean, half of it, which was still contested. It's just bad. I mean, I would have to handpick a set of awful cards for the USSR for this move to make even an iota of sense.
it's definitely confusing to me. And I mean, it obviously protects Africa, but we had 4 battlegrounds to none in Africa anyway. Giving up a coup in Africa is not the end of the world. And we just kind of gave away Mexico and as well as, of course, the top half of South America, as well as 3VPs. So, okay. Well, we move forward. Harib with not a good hand. He's got Gunman. He's got Africa, which right now is -5 and is probably only going to get worse. He's going to be looking to dump that as soon as he possibly can.
Not that bad. I mean, OPEC is 2.
OPEC's 2.
Muslim is Muslim is at 2 up more or less. Though you really shouldn't take Egypt again, so that can wait. Feels that's
Oh.
it's a pretty workable hand, especially okay. If Tomas indeed has a crap hand, it slowly starts to be in evidence.
I'm sure Harib would like to space these cards, pick up 3 VP, and maybe even get to discard, but he needs to use these ops. So yeah, you got to get at least one back into Egypt. Yep, I like that play from Harib.
Oh, yes.
Once again, folks, a
And
reminder that Jarib is on the ropes here. He needs to win this one to force Game 5 after Tomas won yesterday on a Turn 8 War Games.
hey, that's a 4-up. Okay, he'll get a dom, at least because of it.
Okay, and Jarib securing presence.
Well, reasonable. And defending from control, which was an unlikely but possibility still. Good to have such an insight in Jarib's play. What he does, why does he do it. Okay, Africa will not do better here, although you could try coup in Tunisia if you're sort of desperate.
He needs mill-ups
anyway. You need the mill-ups anyway, so, but this is a, okay. A, it's a tell, B, it fails. Okay, gotta wonder. Right, maybe Flower Power was Tomas's one good card. And okay, he does have a sort of crappy hand. Colonials, John Paul. No China in his hand back then. Okay, Harry finally capitulating.
Eastern Europe looking pretty weak here. I would space OPEC here hunting for 3 VPs, I think.
True. Especially since if you give up Suez, it will not return, but will.
Yeah, I think then I'd probably give...
Hey, that's a 3-up. Have some good cards. Okay, smelling. Whoa, not even trying a coup.
I cannot imagine that Tomas has central scoring. If he had it, he could have taken control.
Well, it would have been contested by a coup anyway, but sorry, but my guess has to be he forgot that NORAD will activate after dark. Just fail to see another explanation of that dark play. Okay, and the final card so far, pretty loaded hand, loaded with bad stuff for Tomas, but some cards still there. Okay. Yeah, so a reasonable exchange, moderately acceptable. I have to assume the remaining card was rain or voice or the like.
See what I have to step away for just a moment.
ABM Panama. And Jarib used the hack to exchange Gunman for ABM. And just stole South American domination. Also.
Yeah, I would say that's a nice exchange for him.
Okay, decisions where to poke. Not playing it, so he had a choice. His last card is something playable. France. Might as well.
Love a good free ABM, free NORAD influence from ABM.
And this ABM plus this second cover play changed so bloody much here. I mean, South America could have been a Soviet domination, barring a lucky roll, of course. A safe US domination. Bertra for the headline.
Yeah, or you could even headline South America scoring, I suppose, if you see something innocuous here. But Brush or Junta makes all the sense in the world for Tomas if he has it.
Sure, but for me it's the Bertra anyway. If the wins are right, you could even poke Chile and get a free domination to nothing.
Oh, that's true. Yes, could potentially even score bigger than the 5. And Alliance should be nice as well. Okay, what is
Oh, yes. Definitely at least a 4, maybe more. Okay, so per Pico is more or less harmless. You lose some VPs in Southeast Asia to it, but nothing else of note.
I wonder if Decal's not that great unless he might immediately follow it up with an AR1 Southeast Asia for a 4 point swing because it's not gonna do much in Africa.
Exactly, though I have to expect this will be bear trap, so his AR1 will be trying to get out of it, which makes decal even weaker. And fun enough, I mean, this is the third instance of a D card in Tomas's hand by turn 5, and it doesn't show that much. Okay, Distal got in Thailand. Of course, that's always important.
Yeah, but he lost
And
North
Decal
Korea in
got
the
him.
process.
Oh, yes.
And we do need to mention Korean War is around. Harib decided to space it turn 2. So Korean War in the deck to be drawn. Okay, and he gets out in 1.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that Hanama. One problem is that you don't have a really nice card to quit with. Wes, you would like to space. Arms Race is screaming to get evented. Special, maybe, or even Portuguese. More, more like Portuguese and special could maybe get activated. Doesn't matter that
Ooh,
much.
that would have been Indonesia for me. Isn't it Indonesia a little bit
Where
better
did he
there?
poke? Oh, he secured the domination in
Yeah,
South
well,
America,
he
I
already
think.
had it. I don't think Colombia was getting coup AR1 or AR2. I think so. He just
I
shorted up.
assume he was worried about brush war and wanted some extra security there. Plus, he just dangled Indonesia in front of Tomas, who is semi-forced to grab it. Secure Europe. Exactly, secure the domination. Which means he can safely score South America now. Although giving, yes, Tomas a nice payday from Southeast Asia, which was a draw just recently.
Yep.
Okay, 3 BP from Arms Race.
Yeah, should be 3 from Arms Race, and then should be another 4 from Alliance.
That it is. So Jarib is keeping a safe advantage here. Ooh, no rat. Debate
Yeah, could be interesting
in
later.
Panama.
Harib been holding on to Suez for a while. We assumed he would trigger it. He did not. He
Finally.
spaced it and he picked up 3 VPs for his efforts. So good for Harib.
Good for Jarib that he can now more or less ignore what the Soviets do. Unless he does ignore it, just face this, sport this, event this. No attacks from Tomas and nothing. I'm not saying that's a mistake. I don't know his hand, so maybe he's semi-forced to such play, but okay, another play to be ignored. Justifiable, of course. Really?
I mean, you
Grab
do
the
need to take
4.
Egypt, I guess. Yeah.
If you hold Sadat, you really don't. Soviets need to coup somewhere. I guess Colombia. What else, really?
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, you could try a big coup on Uruguay, but Colombia seems fine.
What for, really? I
Yeah.
mean, it's scored.
I mean, a huge roll on
Um,
Uruguay sets up realigns on Argentina and makes Brush stronger. But you
true.
already got good Brush targets on the board elsewhere.
Ooh, I lost your roll 6, but
Yep. Okay, another 4 VP for Harib. So quickly, Harib looked like he was going to be down in VPs when we looked at it last turn. Africa was going to be a bad scoring. We thought Central might be a bad scoring, but Tomas gave up the 3 VPs in Central. Harib picked up 3 from Space, and then he gets off a nice South America dom from Kennedy. Oh, a little bit sneaky move
Just
there.
poking. Okay. Quagmire for the nice gentleman in the red suit. He has good odds for it. 50-50 more or less. Okay, I don't know the draw count. Could be more, could be less. But
Yeah, probably.
another great hand by Jarib. I
But
mean, he's been
no Junta, no
swimming in
brush. Yeah,
ops.
ton of ops, but no
True.
Junta, no brush. Shuttle could be an interesting event here.
Ah, yes.
And
And,
I don't know if that might be a headline here.
oh, definitely.
U.S. Japan can wait. Usuri can wait. Shuttle's a headline. Neuters Middle East Dom immediately.
And establishes a good chance of you getting your own domination there.
Yep. It could even if we see a coup somewhere else, could even poke Iran with NORAD immediately score um, if you wanted to. Although I think Harib will try something more aggressive than that. We'll see.
And if we don't see either Junta or Quagmire from Tomas here, I feel the game is more or less decided. Well, barring some DEFCON shenanigans, as usual. Although, okay, the map is 4-1 in dominations. So, okay, maybe I'm overreacting it. Although Asia is one US Japan from being at wrong. Middle East is just a field, yeah, Israel away from being at wrong.
Yep. Middle East is gone. Excuse me, not Middle East. Middle East in Harib's hand. Muslim is gone. Oh, interesting. How I learned.
Ay, 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 ay. No Junta, no Quagmire, or he's worried about vectors, which I didn't track.
Yeah, I believe defectors is around. Yeah, shuttle's the headline here. Stops Middle East Dom.
And Tomas will have to be worried about getting dominated in the Middle East.
I'm gonna step away for just a second. See what continue on. I'll be right back.
You're saying. So we have to assume. I don't know. Okay, if he has Junta or Quagmire, a little bit careless. It screams, I don't have brush war and I'm afraid. But in a moment, he will scream, USA has Middle East. I'm afraid. Exhibit A. Oh, yes. Middle East. So the Soviet domination for so long, and now it's just, I mean, -3 and the emotional damage inflicted by it. Used to be your playground, and now you will get burned. And without Muslim in the deck, you can't even threaten anything. Poking? Alright. Jordan. Which is sad, necessary, but saves just 2 VP. Although practically you exchange 2 ops in Jordan for 3 ops from Shuttle. Since Shuttle will be deactivated after the scoring, and well, USA in turn doesn't have anything to fight for more in the Middle East. So more or less a good trade for the USSR. Okay, Tarif is thinking, trying something. That's okay. Stabs Asia Dom, which is relevant for the future, but no, actually it doesn't, because Shuttle is active, which temporarily sort of stops Asia domination, but of course it doesn't matter since Shuttle will be deactivated. Finally getting some rolls. Come on, Harry. You will not get anything better from Middle East. Even Kennedy is gone. Just dump the damn thing. But no, he doesn't have the ops to make it a fight. I mean, Wilbury is a space. serious event. South African probably a hold Quagmire folder. You don't have enough to poke anything. All right, sorry. 2 ops, so 3 ops for to get a VP from Shuttle for the missing battleground. So the dust has cleared, and now what? So that could be so no Quagmire. The Warsaw Pact, that's significant. Could mean US control of Europe. Yes, you probably just get rid of everything short of Truman here. Though maybe even Truman, it would be too early if it comes in turn 7. So you don't really expect to have anything broken, although no, breaking France in AR7 starts to appeal to me. If you get Truman, and I think socialists already blinked are gone, didn't track the goal. Suez is gone. Now, okay, space could be redrawn. Then Truman is suddenly maybe an Insta Europe.
Sorry about that, Zimwit. Got all kinds of stuff going on in my house today. My kid is home from school. We got cleaning people here. It's crazy. Anyway, catch me up on what happened here.
Well, a tech run that could have been very big, but just discarded Warsaw and Brush War. But Quagmire and Junta still play, so very big, very important who gets it next turn.
Now,
And Truman is also around, not in the Soviet hands, so a very likely play is some Brush War break. Sorry, some Brezhnev break in AR7.
yep. Okay. It looks like Central was scored. Now, you mentioned Warsaw getting discarded. Now, I don't know, Zimowit. Maybe this plays too cute by half, but to me, if I'm the U.S., I like the idea of keeping Warsaw on the deck, making it come turn 7, so I know what's going on with it, and then I don't have to worry about it the rest of the game. But if you discarded with Omit, then it could come turn 10 and really complicate your efforts in Europe. What are your thoughts on that?
That's very reasonable, but okay, if the Soviets get it, they will event it or maybe hold it for a rainy day. France it is. And if you get it, you have a bit of a problem. I mean, depending on how good or bad your hand is, you might be forced to play it. Ooh, that's a good hand. Hello, Truman. And you get to see the headline, so if there's socialists coming, you can keep Truman in the deck.
Yes. So that's huge. So we will see if Tomas can pull a sock Gubs here, or if or if Harib's gonna be able to flip France back. Middle East redraw should go off for nothing unless Harib decides to use VOA there, which I can't imagine he would.
But Tomas did get both Quagmire and Junta. He probably would have wished those in subsequent turns, since both are great headlines. Assume if he doesn't have anything to save France, it will be. No, Quagmire is reasonable in AR7 actually, but yeah, so I might go for this. Goodbye, France.
Yep. And yeah, Junta makes sense. You don't necessarily need Quagmire here if you're headlining Junta. So this will, I assume, would be
Brazil.
Mexico. Or no, I guess Uruguay was flipped over, so could go Brazil
Yeah.
here.
Oh, he's going for Argentina. No. Why? It's already in the realignment position. Go for Brazil, and you have 2 realignment positions with this roll.
Yeah, boy, I love Brazil, coup Brazil, and then AR1. You can realign Venezuela and Argentina.
Or go for Mexico. Sorry, go for either Mexico or Brazil. Coup the other one. Take whatever you can, and then you can maybe even get more. Probably go for Brazil since it's more important as a country to set up a realignment position. Go Brazil, coup Mexico. With this roll, you get both.
Yep. That was a
And
very
well,
conservative play there, a very conservative, safe play there for somebody who's down 11 VPs.
oh yes, and just lost Europe. And there's a voice showing which he knows. I have to assume that Habib will event 5-year plan in AR6.
Yeah, 5-year plan
Just
AR6 hunting for
hunting.
quagmires. Yeah.
Voice. One alternative, though, is an earlier salt for something, maybe a voice salt voice, which would induce an earlier quagmire, though,
Yeah,
just
certainly
to
if we see
deny this.
salt, we'll see quagmire.
Yes, so he might be a little bit hesitant about that.
And Harib, without anything he wants to discard to quagmire, although three perfectly innocuous discards. Formosan, I suppose, in some weird world, could be an interesting event. Also, I'm sorry, I had to step away for a moment. Did we see was Korean War triggered, or is that in
Oh
Tomas's hand now?
no, he has it.
Oh,
It is
so
in his hand, so I assume that has to happen sooner or later. Maybe right, maybe he wants to poke North Korea first. Poke as in take, due to no 4-up.
okay.
Arif's treasury. Mm, okay. The first comeback attempt with Junta, despite the great roll, only had limited gains. But now 50-50 on Asia.
Yeah, I guess you could take Taiwan and event Formosan, but that doesn't it's not going to affect Dom. So yeah. Ugh.
Okay, making it obvious. And it can be temporarily stopped with a 3-up, though. One into Syria as well. Sorry, one into Jordan.
Yep.
To
Harib
Iran.
Harib saying I want VPs now, not later.
Oh, he's at 11. War games are coming, as he's very aware. Uh, has enough. So I guess, yeah, Tomas will probably event the war immediately. Why not?
Yeah, I think this is a time.
No, first take North Korea. Okay. Guess he assumes that nothing will happen in the meantime. Okay, just redirecting your opponent's attention
Now,
for a little
Tomas
bit.
does know about 5-year plan, right? As now maybe Harib's worried about a duck redraw. Oh,
Ooh, right, that one we missed as well. So a great, awesome, spectacular hand for Tomas in turn 7. I mean, Punta Quagmire, Purge, Che, Korean War, potentially awesome.
I'd
Okay,
like
Rip,
Tomas's
trying
position
to
here
be
if he hadn't
annoying.
lost France.
Pretty awesome, but this is one of these so common cases when it's board versus score.
Yeah,
One side has dominations over the board, or would have, if Europe wasn't lost. But the other one was just accumulating VPs all throughout the game. One by one by one by one. It's very often they sneak away with either the 20 or war games
yep,
before the board starts to matter.
yep. And we just saw not
Uh,
for nothing. We just saw Fidel played for Ops. So if Harib is able to get these Cuba realigns off, oh my goodness!
oh, lolo.
And he would have hit the war.
Would have been a 5. Okay, then again, if you rolled a 3, then you would have screamed, good choice, good choice.
Yep, that's right.
What's this? Is he just bidding his time for Quagmire? And it could be easily held after China,
I think he
regardless of what
wants.
he has.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess he's going to take a shot with 5-year plan on AR on his
But after
AR6.
China, the odds aren't that great. Then again, there are two outs, two great cards to hit: Quagmire and the Purge.
Yes, I guess that's the idea.
Judging
Is he doesn't
from
want he doesn't want him to
yeah,
hold both. He's worried about him holding both.
yeah.
So as long as he gets one of those, he's happy. And then, or heck, even if he gets something, I guess if he, um, you could see Quagmire AR7, and you have a chance to get out. But I guess he just doesn't want both Quagmire and Purge held. And if you hit 5-year plan, then no matter what you hit, he can't hold two.
True. Okay, Tomas is worried. Oh,
Boy, I'm surprised he didn't go for the war.
oh, Europe is tender. Look at his ops, his Europe situation.
Yeah, but you can't go balls to the wall for Europe if you're Jarib because you put Warsaw back in the deck.
Well, if you didn't, Europe would have been much stronger. So,
Yeah, that's true.
unless you drew it and spaced it, of
Yeah, he
course.
could have drawn it and spaced
50-50
it.
for that.
Tomas could have punted it for ops because he needed something else. Maybe you hit it with 5-year plan. Okay. I guess I think of Warsaw more effective as the threat than maybe the event. Even if Europe was obviously sitting at 5 and East Germany at 5, Poland at 6. Still there's still Chernobyl. Obviously EU is gone, but okay. We see. All right, he's going to get one back into North Korea. No
Okay.
reason not to contest. Although, well, now I would have thought maybe 5-year plan
Ah,
here.
no, no, no. It's good in AR7, assuming there's no Quagmire here. Okay, if Thomas tracks this, then he knows that he needs to event Quagmire.
Yeah,
After.
exactly.
Mhm.
There it is.
And
Yep. Yeah, because Quagmire was coming for sure
dream
AR7.
come true.
Quagmire was definitely coming AR7. Yeah, I think Tomas should have perhaps expected that. Yep.
Ooh. Okay, so he was tracking everything then.
Okay, cultural, the last one. Yep.
All right.
So yeah, 100% chance of getting something good.
Poproś, poproś Weronikę, dobrze? Albo Jurka. Werka, pomóż mu. Werka, pomóż. Yeah, sort of like Daenerys kind of forgot about the Euron's pirate fleet.
Okay, well now an active Cal here for two
Yeah,
VPs tanks your NORAD trigger, but your Cal will get North Korea.
yeah.
It won't stop Dom, but it will get North Korea. The
And
rest
you
of this
just get these
hand,
points
not too
one
good.
by one by one by one.
Yeah, I mean decall I guess is not bad on this
Ah,
board. Vietnam is nothing. OPEC, I guess you're spacing. Suez, hey, it came around again. You can give it this time. It's not too bad. Some hand management going to need to go on here.
that's assault.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, that's because of purge. We're not spacing anything this turn. I still think Cal is fine to take
Oh,
North Korea,
yes.
right?
Well, definitely.
Yeah. Doesn't stop Dom, but yeah, that's a perfectly fine play.
Okay, so China could take that again, but right now, if you're Tomas, you're not very okay, unless he drew a bunch of great scoring, so you're not very optimistic about the final scoring. So that means, well, gunman or bust, really.
Yep, and this is going to be an uncomfortable turn for Harib, although Salt will help, both in letting him hold an extra card. Okay, yep, there, that's a little bit annoying.
Actually, you can't
Yeah, you
fix
get,
that without some issue
yep, that's an annoying
like
3-3 to
this
give
one.
up, but with the board how it is, you just give it up.
Wonder. Okay, I guess he has to salt. Activate Snorat again. Get VOA. Get a good coup since you have better targets than the opponents. Count of Africa. And right now, Tomas should be aware that Harif has a painful hand. And after Burge, it's usually quite obvious by itself. Hmm, I don't know. That's not tempo move. I feel you
Yeah,
should be threatening something here
yeah, I'd like to.
instead of giving your opponent a moment to fix his problems, which
Yeah,
he
I might
must
just salt
continue.
here and get that done.
Oh, yes.
I think this is the time to salt because you're going to need to. It's also, I believe, is the only card that Tomas knows. So getting that out of your hand beneficial that way as well.
Mhm. Okay, is there anything? Junta? No,
I like
come on,
VOA
has to be
better, I
VOA.
think.
Yeah. So universal.
Yeah, I think I'd rather get my coup in Africa under Purge and Salt.
And the Soviets, what do they even do? Mexico, Libya, that's just sad. And you kind of want to coup first for the opponent to be the one to activate NORAD.
Yeah, you also don't want to give up a coup in Southeast Asia.
Ah, true. So, the sad Mexico coup?
Yeah, I think a sad Mexico coup is fine. That would,
But then
yeah.
Africa starting to get very dicey indeed. I mean, it's 4-1 now. It will be 3-2. VOA will obviously cause some more damage later.
It'll be. I mean, it'll be 3-2 if Harib hits the coup. He's going to be taking a one-op coup. He's going to be taking a two-op coup under Salt and under Purge. Ooh, that's interesting. Still only hits Suez though, but just a one-op response here for Harib, which is annoying.
But that's actually might be something that Thomas really wanted. An option to make a dent in Europe.
After all that talk about Suez, it gets stolen with missile envy. Harib had like 4 turns to get rid of it with no problem, and now it gets stolen with missile envy while he's
No,
winning.
he spaced once. Came back to him.
Yes, he did space it once, and it came back. Okay, so yeah, clearly two France and then two UK as well. Yeah, no choice there.
That's okay. I guess you could start the fight. Should have better ops.
Yeah, Truman is gone. We know that. Used to great effect by Harib turn 7.
Mm, indeed.
Oh, there's special. Oh,
And Ola. But why there? It's scored already.
I
Even
would.
even
Yeah,
OPEC is scored.
much rather go Mexico. I think. Or we're just gonna give up another coup. Where's our? Where does he? Where's he gonna
Interesting.
put his NORAD up? Indonesia, maybe.
I guess it must be the best one. But okay, there could be some damage after it could. Libya is obviously damaged.
Yeah.
Tomas sort of has to coup. Sort of has to coup. I said, Tomas, come on, you're hearing me, man. Why?
All right.
Why
So
give up Africa? Maybe he hacked the Harib's hack back and this will be a 1 or 2.
yeah, I mean, even a 4. He needs a 4. Okay, he gets the roll there. What's NORAD gonna
That's
do? I mean, I guess Indonesia is
reasonable.
fine. France overprotect is fine. Yeah, I think that's my play. Does stop Dom. Has to be fixed right away.
All right, so that was a mistake. Allowing the player to.
Yep. So Harib gets a big roll. He does give up Libya, but Middle East was scored, and Harib didn't have a two-op to. Harib didn't have a two-op to take Libya. So I suppose he could have used VOA and to flip Indonesia and take out of Tunisia, as weak as that is. But yeah, he was
Oh,
probably using
VOA will
Libya
do a lot
anyway.
of damage.
Yeah.
Probably more damage, better quality, let's say, in Central America, maybe.
Yeah. And VOA followed up with
Maybe even
OAS.
Africa. Actually, VOA is more powerful, so I would leave it for AR7 OAS being the one to play earlier. Very tender position for Tomas. I mean, he has to take Indonesia.
Does
Probably should
VOA?
start to look
Yeah,
into it.
it is more powerful, but
It's known,
also
yeah.
it's known. So maybe Tomas will be able to. Okay, North Sea. I think we'll be taking advantage of that. Vietnam is free, and having an AR after VOA is very nice.
Oh, that's probably a bit of a mistake. You could do it in AR7 and VOA in AR8.
It's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking you just use Vietnam
Yeah,
on AR6 and then you OAS and VOA back to back.
exactly. And you need one coup anyway. So, Cameroon. Unless he just wants to maybe take something with Vietnam now, which also makes sense. But okay, he can't take anything. Vietnam is a one-hop.
Yeah.
It ended up more or less the same with the Soviets. What?
You don't have to give
Okay,
decal.
just a
You can just
mistake, I
discard
assume.
it. He knows that.
I assume he misclicked.
Yeah.
It will just give this. Probably would have could. I mean, we're not making that much difference anyway. And war games, war games, war games. No, but a bunch of scoring.
Yeah.
Africa is bad.
Yeah.
Central is, oh, now it's pretty good.
Yeah. So
And it used to be a Soviet dome.
yeah, it did. And so
Yes.
I didn't love Harib's play because, I mean, Ortega's still around and it's unspaceable. So not really a threat to go into Cuba. But if he is able to headline Central here and get the Dom off, then that's a
Well,
big swing for him.
I expect he will. Either that or defectors, and I assume that in that case, Tomas will. Okay, if he fixes Central, he loses domination of it. So,
Yeah, I think Harib is going to headline defectors if he has to, if like we see Aldrich, something like that. But I think he'd much rather headline Central if he can. Pick up three VPs, get rid of one of these bad scorings. South should end up being even. Africa is going to be bad no matter what.
that depends. Thailand is tender here. Actually, USA gets a dom with Thailand.
Oh, I guess so. Ooh, Sock Govs makes things spicy.
Yeah, okay, you defected. Really don't want to see that
Okay.
crap.
Okay, you know what? And you may be right. Looks like if we may see just a four-op repair here, Cuba, Panama to Thailand. Harib gets a coup to stop Africa Dom.
That's my guess, at least. Unless Tomas is thinking Defcon or Bus already, in which case he could. Although then it was rather likely for social be met with gunman instead. Okay, that's reasonable. That means Africa. I guess with this card, sort of. He gets the rolls. Okay, but that's real. Okay, not yet. Right, break.
Yep. So delay the realigns, then you can dump.
But that reestablishes, of course, the domination of Central.
Yeah.
But it means you have time for. I mean, look at Africa. It's 8-3 in
Yeah.
country count, and it's U.S. advantage.
Yeah. That's eminently realignable there. So yeah, I think he's going to be looking to dump Africa as soon as he can. Obviously, if Cuba somehow doesn't get filled, he'll dump Central. But I gotta think Tomas here will go Thailand, Cuba.
Chile, something like
Yeah,
that.
Thailand, Cuba, Chile makes sense. Iron Lady doesn't do much. Sokovs is gone. Yeah, Thailand, Cuba, Chile. Thailand, Cuba, Chile in that order.
Okay, we have some. Jarib fighting here for Asia with 3 scorings in hand. Okay, he
Yeah.
nullifies. He nullifies 2. One which he does have, one which he doesn't. That's that's a
Yeah,
bold move.
I agree. And Harib also could have just used VOA to take 2 out of Indonesia and completely flip it, which might have been easier to stop Dom because the. But obviously, as you said, flipping Thailand gives him a Dom. So, okay, he.
Good read by Tomas. Okay, now it's time to start scoring some crap.
Okay, gets out of Africa for the +1, so that's a big break for Harib.
Oh yes, but it really hurt giving up that Zaire coup in that special turn. Okay, now what? Now you might want to look at Asia, trying to reestablish that domination since you hold Central and can't do much about South.
Yeah, South looks like it's going to go off for even. But if we look at the
But
board
this
here, yeah, it's Asia looking.
board,
Asia's even. Middle East, USSR advantage. That's a +4. Another 4 in Central America. Um, so that's 8 for Tomas on the board. But Harib with 5 in Europe, nothing in South America, 1 in Africa to go with his 11 on the board. And he's going to have China by the end of this turn with Usuri. This is a tough road back for Tomas, and he's running out of time.
oh yes. I mean, okay, has enough time this time around.
Yes.
Not great hand.
Yeah, sorry. I meant he was just merely running out of time in the game, running out of turns
Ah,
to turn things around. Um,
indeed.
but yes. So yeah, 11 VPs for Harib. Presumably he'll give up this central dom. He'll want to event Usuri. Probably want a space reformer and discard marine barracks.
Precisely. And Tomas doesn't seem to be able to put any pressure on Jarib again. I mean, okay, he fights for Central here, but okay. It's a domination, so it will be domination for a while longer while I handle the necessary stuff. I assume nothing will happen there. It will be a domination. Because, like I said, a reformer is a space, Usuri is an event.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen Gunman is back in the deck, right? And we haven't seen terrorism, and we haven't
Yes,
seen Aldrich. So we could still
indeed.
see some turn 10 DEFCON shenanigans. So Harib not completely out of the woods, even with China.
Yeah, but he has the space peak, he has the space discard, so he's as
Yeah.
safe either as they get
Yes, I agree.
until they're mathematically safe.
Yep. Yep, I do
Plus,
agree.
the situation like this practically don't have. And Tomas, okay, if he has a trio, he should probably fight for Asia a little bit. If he doesn't, maybe
Realign.
start with aligning
Yeah.
Africa anyway. I mean, you need to make some difference. Want to have any chance in the final scoring. And the only place where you can make a difference is Africa. You have a decent secondary in Panama, which could use some extra love, extra protection. Okay, I guess he wants to fight, but this doesn't actually fight for Asia. It doesn't get him to Dom.
Nope, it gets him to Dom
Ironically,
in the
okay, but
final if the scoring doesn't come back, but
yes,
not
that's
if it
true.
but not turn 10.
Guess that's why the dilemma. Obviously, he doesn't have the scoring himself, or he would have scored it first. Okay, sort of. Now what? Fix for NORAD again. Thailand, Panama. How many ops spent doing that? That NORAD really bit him in the, well, where people get bitten.
Yes, yes, NORAD been very important.
And self-inflicted. Justifiable to an extent when he did it.
Chat pointing out
But
that if
that
Harib
excellent five-year plan.
that Harib can take Japan for a shuttle aided domination here. Oh, he did have Asia.
What the hell? Come on, okay. That's just one VP, but why? I mean, tap the damn scoring first. Use shuttle for absolutely nothing later.
I'm confused by that. Yeah,
Yeah, must be
that means
just a
Harib could
mistake.
have, like I just said, could have put three into Japan for Dom, and Tomas left holding the bag there.
Oh yes. Finding some realignments. Okay, we missed the actual rolls, but it
Yeah,
was nothing.
good enough to clear out Zaire, but not Nigeria.
Okay,
Okay, and there goes Marine Barracks, and here we are.
China.
Turn 10.
Yeah. Okay, no Europe control for the USA. CIA and no gunman. Pretty solid.
Yep.
And duck. Okay, that's enough to win.
Yeah, this is good enough. And you've also got AWACS and Muslims, which is nice. So yeah, Bert the Turtle headline seems like it'll be fine. Maybe a CIA AR1. Um, AWACS into Muslims later. You're going to space Pershing to try and pick up 4 VPs. Probably not get an arms race off with this hand, but this is just fine.
Yeah. Okay, how many VPs will there be? Assuming a duck headline at 12, assuming no scoring happens. Hey, don't flying. Don't have any way to dump the cut the opponent's hand size.
Okay. Duck still seems fine here. Just pick up 3 VPs.
Oh yes, definitely. What will even hit? Maybe AWACS.
Yeah, I guess it's
Depends on
AWACS.
how juicy your hand is. If you don't mind revealing it to your opponent. But AWACS is pretty powerful here. Without it, is there any problem? No, I guess you hold Muslim, play China, space Pershing, like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to hold. Although I guess Muslim's not that bad. You can still, Muslim is still a
All
2
right.
op. It's still, you're getting dominated in the Middle East either way. Muslims, it becomes a 2 op instead of a 4 op.
Yeah, okay. AWACS is still a 3 of them. Okay, sort of becomes 2 up.
Yeah, AWACS
You
is,
use it for
in
the
effect,
event.
a 5 op card because it frees up 2 ops of Muslims and you get 3 ops out of the 2 in Saudi.
Well, okay, so to influence this trap, so sort of a 4-up, okay, anyway, you dumped the AWACS anyway.
Yep.
No US spy planes over us, fellow Muslims. Unless he has a very, very tender hand, but I don't expect he's able to do anything about Europe. If he has it, well, tough luck.
Yep. Yeah. Sakov's is gone. Reformer is gone. Pershing in
Brush?
Harib's hand. So
I
yeah, it
don't
would have to.
remember. Brush might have been discarded on turn 6 or 7. I think it was 6.
That's
So
right. I
maybe
stepped
that is.
away. You told me that Harib dumped Brush with Omit, so Tomas could have Brush.
Yeah. Okay, he's taking his sweet time. Going to the brink again. I wonder if we could record it so that Tomas's move are in double speed and Harry just in regular. Just kidding, of course, but
Yes.
would have made for a better watching experience.
There was discussion in the chat where Tomas, I suppose, could have used China to flip Burma and score Asia Dom that way, which would have been an interesting play. But I guess but Harib would have played
Oh,
Usuri and made
sorry.
him very sad if he had done that.
Yes. Gets the China anyway and does a lot of damage. Hmm. Okay, I guess he's considering his follow-up here. Okay, with terrorism, he still steals. No, he doesn't steal the last play, but makes it so that USA has to play every single card or player space, of course.
Yeah, I mean Tomas can't steal the last play regardless because Harib has
Yeah.
China, even with a double terrorism.
Okay,
Okay,
what was it's silent. And let's see. Ow!
there's some garbage.
Ow!
But okay, he does have terrorism.
So I assume that's in the band.
Yep, that'll be an
Sort of
event because
force.
why not? Star Wars got to go to space, but no
He will give up
discarders
US
in.
Japan.
Yeah, he was going to have to. No choice.
What do you mean, DEFCON? Space one, hold the other.
Yeah, right.
Where's
Exactly.
DEFCON?
Space one, hold the other, be fine. What I meant to say was no discarders in Harib's hand, so he'll be safe from DefCon issues.
No, but I
Stone.
meant Karib's comment on the chat, to which he said to Tomas, hold DEFCON.
Yeah.
Which will not happen. Mars should be silent about, just mislead the opponent. But Tomas is very polite always with his comments. I mean, is there? I can't believe that he genuinely is asking Harib if he sees a DEFCON loss here, which is obviously impossible. Even
Yep.
if with Purge, Grain is, I believe, spaced. And then now he politely explained to his opponent that no, he will not lose to DEFCON.
Yep.
Whereas, well, I would have just stayed silent or maybe said, okay, no, I wouldn't go with, oh no, that would be sort of embarrassing. But, well, opponent in error could make mistakes. Assume the game is already won before the final scoring. Okay, that's a terrorism, practically forced.
Yep. I think it's time. I think it's time for that.
And just hope you hit arms race so that, well, not Muslim or Pershing. Okay. But with every move, you increase the chances of your opponent. Okay, that was mostly for arms race, of course. With the hope for 6 being just an extra benefit.
Yep. Just wanted to get those 3 VPs off for arms race. Of course, he could have invented it. Could have invented arms race right there for 1, but decided, nope, I'm going to go for 3. I think that's a smart decision.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, what's now? I mean, you could delay things with liberation theology.
I mean, Tomas knows about arms race, but
Oh, yes.
yeah. So you could. What are you going to take a 4-op coup of Haiti to stop it?
Yeah. Well, good, though. I don't know, start breaking stuff. I mean, the only counter card. Okay, arms race isn't the counter card. So maybe start with liberation. You will event that anyway, so just ask your opponent the question. Oh no, you will start with Muslim. Damn it. Muslim being playable. Just a 2-up, so annoying. I was hoping to get either arms race or China out of it.
Yep.
Okay, 2 Mexico, 1 Cuba will mean Muslim. That's an easy counter.
Yeah, I think that's fine, even with terrorism and Tomas's hand. Yeah, this is Muslim to Egypt to Mexico is fine.
Okay, how close will this be, I wonder? Tomas, sorry, Jarib will have the final move of the game, so he will break stuff with it. Oh, actually gear up Egypt just to make sure he doesn't lose Mexico. But that means sort of balls to the wall in Europe. No tear down in US hand, no threat of it, so go for France. You have 2 4-ups. Your opponent has 3-up and China, and you want them spent before AR7.
Yep.
Or you could coup now, suffer arms race, and leave China as the only counter card.
So let's just do the math on the board here real quick. Central's 4 for Tomas. Africa, another 4 for Tomas. Middle East is now at this point 3, 4, 5 for Tomas. So that's 13. Asia here is another 5,
Or
4. So that's 17 on the board for Tomas to 5 for Jarib. So 12 on the board. Wow. So the game is exactly
yeah, so
tied.
with
Right
China,
now,
what it is.
yeah, with China, game's exactly tied. Now Harib has arms race he can get off for 3. He has a potential space for 4 VP. He has China, whereas Tomash's hand is pretty limited. He's got terrorism. He's got a 2-op, and then he's just got a couple of 4-ops. But the 4-op is key. He does have to give up U.S. Japan.
Yes, Japan. So Asia is actually a draw here, or actually one for Harib,
Yep, and we might see he could
which
use U.S.
skews the
Japan
score dramatically.
to jam South Korea, I suppose, but Harib could just fix with a 3, and then Asia
If you
becomes a
want to jam
draw.
anything, then in Europe, because China is not as strong there.
Yep. Okay. So, no, gonna go ahead and
Oh,
coup.
come on. No, 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 no,
All right. So he
please.
coups to stop arms race and get his mill ops.
So Pershing space, I assume, or Africa safety first. And actually creating a threat. Play, no, no threat. You failed.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Just spacing
Hmm.
Pershing there.
That means Harif has 2 cards to respond. One to spend on any threat, any mid-turn attack, and the other to do the damage in AR7.
So no change on the board from those ARs at all. Still exactly even on the board. Which, if it's exactly even heading into the late ARs, that obviously favors the U.S. They can always do more damage. Harib has a play to poke both East Germany and Poland if he wants to on AR7. That's a 5 VP play. Well, 3 because he's using China. Poke Panama, stop Central Dom. Um, he's got options here. And of course, Tomas will need to give up U.S. Japan at some point, and he may do it right here.
And he's down on time again.
Tomas will just.
It's annoying how much hope it gives you're losing to Tomas. If your board position is horrible and you see his time ticking down, and you hope that maybe something happened, maybe he will lose on time, and in a situation like this, he doesn't. If he's winning on the board and it's like 2 minutes for last turn, he will make it.
Yep.
Okay, he's not winning on this board, so it doesn't matter as much. And I assume Harip is not looking just at his clock, hoping, counting the seconds, praying for, I don't know, sudden storm to ruin Tomas's electricity or network connection,
Yep.
which happens.
So I do draw your attention to turn 7. Tomas used Korean War, a full strength Korean War, to coup Nicaragua and stop Cuba realigns. Rolled a 5 on it. Imagine if a world in which he triggers the war, flips South Korea, earns 2 VP on top, and then Harib tries 3 alliance on Cuba and misses. That
Well,
would have been
would
very
have been a
interesting.
+2 real line, so
Yeah, yeah. It's
I assume it would have
unlikely.
been just an exchange. Cuba for South Korea.
Yes, probably. But 2 VP as well. And Harib probably would have been reticent to head into Cuba with it being unspaceable, or Ortega being unspaceable. But all right, here we go. Just overprotecting. Yeah, and that's, again, no change on the
Yeah,
board there. So I wonder if we will just see a
again.
space here. Nope. Okay, so Harib now winning by 1 VP with 2 ARs to go.
And these are US Japan and forgot what, but not a 4 of nothing of note.
No. Oh,
Tomas
terrorism,
seems to
right?
be
Terrorism.
working heavy. Oh, right, terrorism. Yes, Tomas seems to be working heavily to protect his mild loss here because he's not protecting anything else. Terrorism is meaningless as an event now. Should have been used after if he didn't use it earlier. The turn should be used just to coup, suffer arms race, and then maybe attack Europe. I think he would have gotten it with all his 4 ops, but well, losing Asia in the process, of course, and I guess he'll be simply dominated in Asia after US Japan. So we can know Japan, jam North Korea, arms race response. Turn does nothing, and China breaks. Asia fixes the nothing.
Just overprotecting. Yeah,
Protecting the
he's.
loss. And come on, Chile doesn't even have the
Just take.
non-background.
Just take your 3 VPs here, right, Harib?
He can't even
Oh,
in
that's right. He
Belarus.
can't. Duh. He can't. Right. He doesn't have that available to him anymore. Um,
He'll just break India here.
yeah, just
I
break
mean,
something.
the opponent.
Yeah, Libya doesn't. I guess Libya doesn't do anything. No, that doesn't really do anything.
Uh, India will well sort of solidify the uh, sorry Asia domination that we'll get later.
Well, I guess let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six would be 7 countries for Harib with Japan, and right now 7 countries for
Oh, seven
Tomas.
seven.
So still a poke of
No,
India
it
would
will
make
be.
it 7-6. So a poke of
Yeah.
India is good enough. Poke of India
Okay,
and
but
then use China to repair whatever Japan does. I
mm,
think that would have been better. But okay.
uh, don't really make a difference anymore.
No.
But okay, it's
So
actually a very inspirational from the US standpoint and educational in total game, showing that how these few key moments made such a huge difference because this game will not be decided but by very much. Something like 6, 7 maybe.
yep. Yeah, that's about
Okay,
it.
so
That's just
grab and
repair.
poke.
Yeah, repair North Korea and poke India.
Ah, okay, that also sort of works.
Oh no, I mean,
Not as effectively, it's lower, I know. Is Harip a perfectionist? We'll see now. Counting, he's counting. He sees that he wins with practically either move, but he sees that this
it's
one's
better.
better
Yep.
and actually gets a domination in Asia. Red Asia, yes, you're winning. Just click it. And even if you're not, you don't have a better move.
Yeah, that's clearly his best play. Middle East Dom is only 2. Asia Dom is 4. This is the play. Okay, so Harib wins this one, wins game 4, and forces game 5. So we will see you tomorrow night. And looking forward to that one. Yeah, okay, so 10 BP at the end. So I guess not all that close, but there we go. And
Sure, sure.
yeah, so tomorrow afternoon US time, tomorrow evening in Poland. Perhaps Zimowit, I don't know if you're available, but I'd love to get game 5.
Not sure yet.
Okay,
Actually, not sure yet. I'll know tomorrow. There's
we will see.
things happening, so I might not be.
Okay, well, we'll figure it
Anyway,
out.
thank you for this opportunity, and well, best of 1 in the ITSL final.
Yes, it all comes down to game 5. So we'll have that for you very soon. Hope to have that tomorrow right back here. So, Zimowit, any final thoughts on this one?
Well, Harip showed to be the stronger player in this game. I don't if they played the back-to-back 3 games in 1 day, then fatigue and stamina are playing a big role here. I don't think I've ever played back-to-back games with Tomas, so I'm not sure how the stuff is stamina-wise. But he made some not so good mistakes in this game, and Harip didn't.
Yep,
Harip
I agree.
played quite brilliantly.
I agree. So looking forward to tomorrow's game. But in the meantime, thank you everybody for watching. That was a fun one. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. But until next time, for Zimowit Pazderski, this is Justin Abramson. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.
Well